It was Doggy Day inside the Dome, and Syracuse came back home for the first time in 14 days and took care of business in front of their furry friends. 82-48 the win, thanks to a dominant second half. Tim Leonard with Corey Spector, and it was actually pretty close in this first half. UMBC hung tough thanks to Tasia Oliver really showing off her skills. Hi, everyone, and welcome inside Drumlins. Tim Leonard with Gil Gross today, and it was right here on Friday where Syracuse pulled off a big-time upset over number 15 Notre Dame. This is an Orange team battling injuries throughout the year, but they got some heroics late in that one. Hi, everybody, and welcome to SU Soccer Stadium. Tim Leonard alongside J.D. Rachi. 3 straight ties for Syracuse men's soccer, and head coach Ian McIntyre told us they could have been 3 wins, but they also could have been 3 losses, and a big reason why, the play of Ryan Raposo. Hi, everyone, Tim Leonard, Nicole Weaving, happy you could join us tonight. This is a tough test for Syracuse tonight. Looking to build some momentum, though, after a win over NC State. Final game before number 1 Oregon comes to the Dome, and it's Albany today for Syracuse in Game 3 of the season. We welcome you back inside the Newhouse Studios. Tim Leonard with former Syracuse star Demetrius Nichols. Your former team was in action this week, too. Looked a little better offensively than they did against Virginia in that win over Colgate, and got back on track. Some of these new faces started to play a little bit bigger role and look a little more comfortable out there.
A lot better. You know, first game versus Virginia, it was a very, very tough task. You're playing against the number 1 team, the number 1 defensive team in the country. But, you know, they stepped up against Colgate and they was able to find some rhythm. So we'll see. Hopefully they can continue to build and grow and just try to get better.
They've got Seattle later on today. Barama Sidibe, though, looked like a completely different player. He's finally healthy out there. He had 14 rebounds, 12 points, probably one of his best games in his Syracuse career.
For sure. I had a talk with Barama about 2-3 days ago, and I gave him some advice. I said, look, you have to continue to get better each and every day, and you have to continue to figure out what Coach Boeheim wants you to do. And that's block shots, rebound the ball, and if you can score, score. So, and I think he's doing that.
It sounds like you should be talking to him a little bit more. I think we need to give you some of the credit for his big double-double. It always helps when some former players help him out a little bit. As for Syracuse women's basketball, Emily Angsler has been great. Just a sophomore, but she's really stepped into a bigger role. We saw her play really well back on Tuesday night. 15 points, 11 rebounds. That was her first career double-double. And for her, she went from being that it player in high school, and it was a little bit of a struggle transitioning last year. Now it feels like she's got a little bit more mature, and it's paying off.
For sure. It's an adjustment when you are the main player on your team and then turning into a piece of a puzzle. And it may take a player 1 or 2 years to do that, and she's able to figure out what Coach Q needs from her, and she's taking advantage of her ability and her skills.
She's one of those players that has to step up for Syracuse this year. She's shooting the 3 ball a little bit better, kind of playing more of a guard type of role this season, and she's got to be big for them.
She looks very, very comfortable. It looks like over the offseason she worked on her fitness, and she looks like she's in great shape. So hopefully this will continue during the season.
With no Tiana, you lose so much production. That is really hard when you lose a star like that. I know you kind of experienced something like that with Akeem Warwick when you were going from your sophomore to junior season. What does that do to a player's mindset when you have to step into a bigger role?
Well, for me, mentally.
And Jamie Trimboli joins us now. A huge comeback win for Syracuse, and Jamie had a huge day. A new career high, 5 goals. Jamie, you guys were down 5-2 at the end of the first half, but you came out strong to start that second half. What was your mindset coming out?
Obviously, when you're down early in the first half in the Dome.
We bring you back in live to the court. Not the Newhouse Studios tonight. Tim Leonard, Brandon Ross with the best seat in the house, and this has been a bit closer game than we expected. Both teams struggling a little bit on offense here in Game 2 of the season for Syracuse. Before we go here, got to address the elephant in the room. I teased it a little bit there, but that T-word, tournament, are you buying in? You got a big game this week.
Not yet, but get on the train now.
Remember this guy? That's former Syracuse forward Torian Thompson, who transferred to Seton Hall. The NCAA announced today that Seton Hall head coach Kevin Willard has been suspended 2 games for tampering, and the New York Post reports that player he tampered with is Thompson. The forward transferred right before classes started last fall after just 1 season with SU. World Series Game 6 tonight, the Astros could end it. All they had to do was do something no team has done all series. when at home. Well, guys, one thing we know for sure is Boston College is going to run the football a lot today. That's what the Eagles do. They have a backup quarterback who's a former walk-on who's been thrust into competition, Dennis Grosel, because of an injury to their starting quarterback. So they're very one-dimensional, which is good for Syracuse. But the bad thing is they're really good at that one dimension. They're one of the best rushing teams in the entire conference. Syracuse has been middle of the pack in the ACC at stopping the run so far this season, but they've got to stop A.J. Dillon, a Heisman candidate for Boston College at running back today. If they want to win this game, it's a really critical game for the Orange. The fans are starting to file in now. They could really use a win today to get back on track, but in order to do it, they have to stop the run. Reporting from inside the Carrier Dome, Tim Leonard, Citrus TV Sports. All right, Chris, so for Syracuse men's lacrosse now, season's up and running finally, and remember last year, all the talk was they didn't have that number 22. A lot of good role players for the Orange. They bring all those role players back. Now they do have a 22.
Yes, they do.
He's pretty good. Chase Scanlon had 7 goals in game 1 against Colgate. Let's see what he could do in round 2 against Binghamton. The Orange heavy favorites in this one inside the Dome. Remember, they've got a top 10 Army team up next. So this is a big game for SU. And here's Scanlon early, picking up right where he left off. First goal there puts him up 2-0. And this guy can pass a little bit too. Number 22 doing it all. Crossfield, no look. Brendan Curry sticks it. It's 4-0 SU. Binghamton just couldn't get anything going. They will score right here. Will Talbot Shear on a nice step-down shot. Beats Drake Porter to the right side. Makes it 4-1, so they're hanging around. But the story was SU's defense. No Nick Mellon, no problem. Brett Kennedy, one of those All-Americans back, turns defense into offense. Tucker Dordovic back from injury. He looks pretty good. 6-2 Syracuse at this point, in control in the first half. Peter Dirth running over people and scoring. Now it's 8-2 Syracuse. That was the score at halftime because of the defense. Brett Barlow gets a steal here for SU. They were all over that Binghamton defense. And the Orange keeping the pedal down in the second half. Jacob Buttermore in front, too easy, makes it 12-3 SU. And then Brendan Curry tries another upper left 90. He's got another goal. A career high for Curry in goals. Also a hat trick for Griffin Cook in this one. Syracuse wins at 17-4.
You're listening to Syracuse basketball. Now let's march on back to today's voice of the Orange, Tim Leonard.
Huge crowd here in the Dome tonight. Have not gotten the official attendance yet, but it's probably going to be the second largest on-campus crowd, just short of the Duke game. Syracuse-UNC right now. The problem is for those home fans, the home team is losing 33-21. Syracuse just went on a little bit of a run. Elijah Hughes had a chance to really take the lid off this place, which they will do soon, or they'll at least deflate it, because this is the last game before the renovations. But it's funny, it just feels like Syracuse hasn't been able to hit those type of shots this season.
Yeah, it really feels like that. And Elijah Hughes, I mean, if that goes down, you're right. That pops the bubble top off this place, and they can save thousands of dollars in construction costs. But they haven't done that. And the chances are that Elijah Hughes will take that shot, and it just feels like he hasn't hit that shot ever this season.
Good news is Barama Sidibe did get the offensive rebound and got fouled. So he's at the line for 2 shots right now. 3:58 left first half. Syracuse down by 12, make it 11. Good-looking free throw from Sidibe. He has looked like a little bit different of a player here lately.
But it's so hit or miss with him because he can turn it on and then be bad again. But he was amazing against Pitt, and he's looked great so far today.
The other important thing with him, no fouls at the 3:58 mark of the first half. He makes the second free throw. And now Syracuse showing some full court press. Inbound to Black in the corner, almost threw it away, but UNC does break the press with Playtech. He tries to back it out. Boeheim called for a reach-in. He jumps up and down because he can't believe it. Contact on the right hand of Andrew Playtech as he tried to retreat to the near corner in the three-point line. So UNC will inbound on shooting foul. Cole Anthony back into the game. And he will inbound for the Tar Heels. 3:51 left, first half. UNC up 33-23. Went on a 14-0 run in the middle of this first half. Inbounds goes to Leaky Black all the way on the perimeter. Throws it back to Anthony. Now he gives it right back to Black. Down low to Brooks. Posting up Sidibe. Turns. Air balls a righty jump hook. Hughes has the miss. Buddy in transition. They leave him open. And he hits. Buddy bullseye for 3. 33-26. UNC, but Syracuse is coming. Anthony throws to Platek on the far side. This play's getting loud. Platek out on the perimeter to Anthony, trying for a silencer. Opts for a pass to Black. They work it around the arc right side. Platek over to Anthony. He pulls for three. Almost banked it in, but no. Sidibe the rebound. Can Syracuse hit another and keep this run going? Buddy right side. He pulls for three. No good, just short. Man, that really would have taken the lid off this place. It's only the first half, but this place is buzzing. 33-26 UNC. They break the press and turn it over underneath. Hughes takes it away on an entry pass. He goes left to right. Hughes has been a little quiet. He drives, draws a foul, no on the layup, but he's going to the line for two shots.
Pierce was in the lane. He met him, and they can extend this to a 10 or 11-0 run right now. Elijah Hughes, he drove in. He hasn't been able to hit that big three yet. It felt like that Buddy Boeheim three was going to blow this place up. But Elijah Hughes, he's catering to his strengths right now, and that's getting inside, going to the free throw line.
How about the dome, though, as Hughes makes the first free throw? I mean, all signs point to this being not that important of a game. Sure, Syracuse is on the outskirts of the bubble, but UNC's 11-17, and this place is just buzzing right now in the first half. It's really cool for what is the final game in the dome as we know it today. Hughes made both free throws. 5-point game, everyone standing. 33-28, it's an 11-0 Syracuse run, UNC by 5. Anthony right side, throws it down low. Brooks is posting up. Back to the basket, turnaround blocked by Sidibe. He gives it off to Hughes. Now Girard straight away. Head of steam down the right side, loses the basketball as he went up. UNC takes over.
Careless turnover, his third of the first half.
Anthony drives, draws contact, no from the right side. Brooks offensive rebound and the putback plus the foul. That silences things. 2:07 left first half, and it stops the 11-0 run. Brooks to the line for an and-one opportunity.
Upperclassman move from Garrison Brooks right there. He didn't let the crowd speed up his game. He took it, he pump faked, he let a defender jump, and then he went up to meet him for the contact.
35-28, make it 36-28. And Garrison Brooks continues to knock down free throws. He's up to 11 points. 2 minutes left first half, and these are a big 2 minutes. CU goes into the locker rooms with momentum.
Huge 2 minutes.
Girard to Boeheim, right wing, working on Keeling. Crossover dribble, and a reach-in called on Keeling out on the perimeter. Non-shooting foul, but that will send Syracuse to the line for a 1-and-1. And it's Buddy Boeheim, the 71% foul shooter.
And Boeheim right now, he's got a game-high 11, 5 of 7 from the floor. But maybe most impressive, 4 of his 5 makes from the field have come from inside the arc.
Makes the front end of the 1-and-1. 7 points for Barama Sidibe, just 5 for Elijah Hughes, 5 for Joe Girard, who scored all those in the first 3 minutes. 1:53 left first half. Buddy knocks down the second as well. 36-30 UNC basketball, and the crowd rises again. Syracuse still leading the total attacks category, but way down hitting-wise, hitting just 17%. There's a nice hit, though. Sada with their 11th kill.
Sada and Shamanova, they're really just the dynamic duo for this Orange team at outside. That time, she hits from the right side and a great slice cross-court.
See if she can keep the momentum going on the service. Well placed. Notre Dame remains in system. What a dig from Cruzado. Yastrub, and that's in.
Great adjustment there by Yastrub. That block not able to get set up between Wenzel and Muth. The two of them just not really in sync, so Yastrub says, then why not? I get a kill then.
Back-to-back critical points for the Orange. Trying to make it 3 in a row. Diving dig from Bolin. And that's 3 in a row.
Got Gotta give Yastrub a lot of credit there. She had a great setup to Karakazi, and then Elisada able to just pound it into the ground there, slightly off the block from Wenzel.
Elisada was so big in the late stages of set number 2. Now up to 12 kills on the game. For Syracuse, another game Sunday against Louisville. It's interesting, the volleyball team still plenty of games left in their schedule, while some of these other sports are starting to wind down a little bit. But right in the thick of ACC play right now, and this is a big moment against Notre Dame.
And you see, they're going to be facing a lot of similar opponents. They actually still have to play BC twice. Louisville, their Sunday opponent, they'll be facing twice. And then they have to face this Fighting Irish team yet again about 2 weeks from now.
Before that, Notre Dame has 3 more road games. They're going all over the ACC calendar. Stay up north against Boston College and then head down south for 2 games in 3 days against Florida State and Miami.
That Louisville one at the end, certainly going to be a fun one, as Notre Dame and Louisville currently tied for second in the ACC. So certainly a competitive game, but we're seeing Syracuse really fight it back right now.
The Orange fighting back in set number 3. Elena Karakasi, the setter, doing a lot today. She's just been such a important set piece for Leonard Yellen's team. As only a sophomore, she's improved and grown so much as a player and just really knows how to find her hitters. Mentioning that Karakasi's personality, very much of a pleaser. She wants those hitters to get the best that they can, and happy as once any good hit goes over. Had 43 assists in 1 game against Duke this year, but that was a 5-set game. Already has 30 here in set number 3. See if the Orange can rescue it from the corner. Get it over, but a free ball chance now for the Fighting Irish. They deliver. Sydney Bent, so dangerous from the outside.
That's her 11th kill of the game. That right side position where she thrives and slices it right past Sada. Sada's momentum already moving in the opposite direction of where the ball was flying, so nothing she could really do to change it split second and adjust.
Orange still leading in that kills column. And a service error from the freshman Kane, who comes in for her first serve in a while.
We saw Syracuse bring in their service specialist, Berkeley Hayes, and she had 2 service errors. Now it's time for the Irish to have their own, and that one from Nancy Kane.
Syracuse has cut it to 1 in this 3rd set. Bent hammers it. 12th kill of the game for Sydney Bent, the sophomore.
She's been so dominant out there, garnered an All-ACC second team last year and in 2018. And no surprises, she's just been doing such a great job in the top 10 of the ACC for kills per set.
Mike Johnson turns to Paige McKnight for the service. 2 points away from a set victory, but a big kill from Syracuse cuts the deficit back to 1.
Coach Johnson looking visibly frustrated, almost looked like he just threw his clipboard on the ground because he knew his block was up there. All 3 of them we see at the net, and they still weren't able to stop that ball from going through.
Sada now with 13 kills. Shimanova leads the team with 17 kills. That's wide. And just like that, we're tied in set number 3.
Muth was up there. She was in the right position, but just seemed to slice it a little bit too far to her outside. And the Orange, they're staying pumped. They're staying ready for this chance to pick up a second win in the 3rd set.
And they win another tight set. Bent is blocked, and Syracuse has the lead.